everyone. Today we will learn about how the layouts, how to use the layouts, views, what are all the resources we are going to learn regarding this. So first one here is model view presenter pattern. Okay, so linking an activity for every activity, it should be linked with the layout resources. So for that, we say it as a model view presenter pattern. Okay, it's an architecture pattern of your layout resources. Okay, MVP pattern we will say model view presenter architecture pattern. So it's a group of app functions. So first one is views, presenters, model. Okay, so as you see in the figure, so views are the user interfaces. Okay, what the user will interact, what the data will be displayed to the viewer, and what the user responds with a particular action of that application. That is about view. So what are all the elements present on the screen, we say it as a view. Okay, so it may be of a different kinds of view. In upcoming topics you will learn detail about the views. So next one is presenter, where this presenter will connect with the views and the model. Okay, it means it supplies the view data to the model as it is being specified in the model and provide model with the user input. It means that what the user will give the input, this presenter will supply that data or action to the model. So where next is model. So model specifies the structure of your application. Okay, model specifies the structure of your application data and code to access and manipulate the data. So all the things, what the structure, what the code, and how to manipulate the data, all will be designed in the model, where the presenter will communicate with the view and the model. Presenter will send the user actions or the event or the data to the model. Okay, so next is views. So UI consists of hierarchies. So before views, UI consists of hierarchy of objects. So UI user interface will be consisting of hierarchy of the objects. So for that we call it as an view. So as I said, every element in the screen is a view. So what is this view? So view is a class. Okay, view is a class where it represents the basic building blocks of all user interface components. So when you are designing an app, what are all the components, what are all the elements you will be using in the layout? So that is a class where it represents the basic building blocks. So, and the base class for classes that provide interactive UI components. So which are all the components we say? It means what the views will be viewing: buttons, checkboxes, and text entry fields, images. So many components are there. So view has a location as well as a dimension. So how the location should be expressed? Location should be expressed as a pair of left and top coordinates. Okay, it should be left and top coordinates, where the dimension can be expressed as a width and height. So what is the unit for the location and dimension? It's in dp. Okay, the unit for the location and dimension is dp. So for example, for if you having an ms word with the text hello world, so what is the unit if you want to increase the size? It's a pixel, points, 24.32. Likewise in android also there is a unit for location and dimensions, that is dp. Dp means device independent pixels. Okay, android system provides hundreds of predefined views. So many views are there. Okay, so which are all some of the views here has been mentioned. That is text view. Text, for the text it has a text view. For editing or entering the text, you have an edit text. For tapping purpose, buttons are used and other interactive components are there with along with the buttons. For scrollable text on the scrollable items, you have a scroll view and recycler view. So scroll view is for scrollable text, and scrollable items is for recycler view. And if you want to include an image, you will be having an image view. Okay. So once we will go to the Android Studio, I will show all these things. Next is view groups. So it means that what are all the views you use in your layout, you can group together. So for that, we say it as an view group. Okay, view group, where it acts as a container of views. Okay, it means that it contains all the views. For all the views, we say it as a view group. So what is the relationship for this? So it's a parent-child relationship. Okay, it's a parent-child relationship where the parent will be the view group, the child will be the view or view group. It means that for parent view group, inside that parent view group, you can have a child as a view or one more view group. Within that view group, you can have so many views. The following common view groups are scroll view and recycler view. So scroll view it's a group. Scroll view is a group that contains other child view and enables scrolling the child view. Okay, that is about scroll view. Recycler view, it's a group. This is also a group where it contains list of other views and view groups. So it can be containing a list of views, or it can contain a view groups, so that it enables scrolling them by adding and removing views. So you can add or remove views dynamically from the screen itself. Okay, that is about view groups. So layout view groups, how it will be. So as I said, view group is a root. So it's a hierarchy. So I will show in the Android Studio how the hierarchy will be there once you add so many views, or if you do the view groups. So at the root of this hierarchy, there is a view group. So at the root of this, there is a view group. Okay. So the view groups child screen can be views or other views. As I said, this root view group can contain one more view group or views. So this again, the child view group may contain views. Okay. So next is, so some of the views designed as layouts. So some of the views as designed as layouts because they organize child views in a specific way. So how it is been organized? What is this layout? So some of the examples of layout are linear layout, relative layout, constraint layout, table layout, absolute layout, frame layout, and grid layout. Okay. So just as a sample of these figures, I have put linear layout, relative layout, and grid layout, and table layout. So what is this linear layout? It's a group of child views where it has been positioned vertically or horizontally. Okay, linear layout. So relative layout is also a group of child views where each view is positioned relative to other views. So if you consider this is one view and one view, these are positioned or aligned relative to the other views, where you will be aligning or positioning within the group. Which group? View group. Okay. Next is constraint layout. It's also a group of child views using anchor points, edges, guidelines to control how views position relatively. So in this constraint layout, you can easily drag and drop the views within the layout editor, where you can align it based on the points and edges to your groups. So next is table layout. So it's also a group of views where table means normally will come to mind that rows and columns. Okay, so it's a group of child views where the views will be arranged into rows and columns. So next is absolute layout. Absolute layout is a groups where you need to arrange the views exactly the locations. So you need to specify the exact locations of the views. So exact location means you need to particularly specify x and y coordinates for the views. Whichever the views you include in the absolute layout, you need to specify the exact xy coordinates. Okay, so this absolute layout is less flexible and harder to maintain. Okay, it's also harder to maintain the views. So why it is ordered means if you include so many views in your layout means it's difficult for every view. You need to specify x and y coordinate. You need to know the what is x and y coordinates. That's why it is less used. So next is frame layout. It's a group with the stack. So child views will be in a stack. Okay. So that is frame layout. So grid layout is so it will be in a rectangular grid. As you see, it will be in a rectangular grid that can be scrolled. Okay. So, so as an example for the layout, see here, I have taken an example for an Hello Toast app. Okay. So in the figure, the first one, what you see, so this is the activity underscore main XML, and this is the hierarchy of this example, and this is how it looks when you run your app. Okay. So by seeing all this, we will see what is this one. So that is first one is linear layout, where within the linear layout you have three childs. That is one is button view, text view, and one more is button view. So first button view is the first child. Okay, it appears top of the linear layout. Second is a text view to show the count. So it's also a child view where it appears below the button view. That is the first view. So next is also a button. It's also a child view where it appears under the second view, that is text view. Okay. So as you run this app, this is how it looks. Okay. So what all this inside this, how you write, we will see. Okay. So you need to, so before you design any application, before you design the layout of your application, you need to know the view hierarchy. So why you should know the view hierarchy? So as I said in the example, there is only three views. Okay. So in case if you develop an app where in the particular layout, if you want to use n number of views within the one layout, there will be a n child. Okay, there will be a n child. So for that, you should know the view hierarchy. So then only you can efficiently draw or design your layout. Okay. So next is using the layout editor. So next is using the layout editor. One second. Can you guys hear me right now? Sorry, there was a network interruption. So next is using layout editor, where if you want to edit and layout, you need to go for a layout file. Okay, where in the layout file you can drag and drop the objects. Okay, and you can arrange, resize, and you can specify the properties for them. So let's see how to make them. So you can drag and drop the objects. So where you will get this layout editor? So in the design tab at the bottom highlighted. So if you have a text tab is highlighted, you can see the XML code. Or if you want to see the design, you can click on the design tab. So let's see. So for an empty activity, so if you have created an empty activity, the layout will be like this. Okay, as you see in the figure, the layout will be like this. So first one in this figure, first one is XML layout. So where you will get this XML layout? So you will get this XML layout in the Android view. So within the app folder, you will be having a resource folder. There within that you will be having a layout. Okay, there you will get the XML layout file. So its name will be activity underscore main dot XML. So second one is palette. So second one is palette. So palette is for UI elements. So it will be having a list of UI elements and layouts. Okay. So layouts will be different types of layouts will be there. UI elements means text view, image view, toggle button, checkbox, radio boxes. So many elements will be there. So next one is third one. So that is design toolbar. So in this design toolbar, you can configure your layout appearances. Okay, and you can edit your layout properties. Okay, so next is properties pan, where this property pan provide the control of the selected view. So whatever this view you will select it, so it will gives the properties of that selected view, where you can control that selected view through the properties pan. So next is property control. So that is fifth one, properties control. So if you select particular view, okay, so that particular view can be controlled through the XML attributes of that particular view. So XML attributes of the particular view. So in this example, it has been selected a text view with the property text, where you can edit the text. Okay, that is, text is an attribute where what the text you will enter, that is a value for this particular attribute. So next is design pan. So design pan. So here you will get the design. So it is one is a design and one is blueprint. So next is component tree. So it shows. So here this is a component tree where it shows the view hierarchy. So what are all the views you drag and drop into the layout, all will be added here, so that you can see the hierarchy of the view. So next is design and text tabs. So design and text tab is here. Okay. So if you click on the design, you will get this. If you click on the text, you will get the XML layout. So as you see here, see, look at here. So once you create a project, you will get like this. Okay. So first one, what I said here in the Android view, there is an app folder. In that there is a resource folder. In that there is a layout folder. Activity underscore main dot XML. So if you click on that, you will get this window. So next, here you will be having a palette where you can have a list of UI elements. See here, common is text view, button, image view, recycler, so that. So if you want to particularly for a text, what are all the views you can use means text view, plain text, password, email, phone, so many things are there. So for if you want any buttons, so there are different types of buttons. So if you want to use a widgets, so there are different types of widgets. for layout, see here, linear layout, horizontal, linear layout, vertical, frame layout, table row, space. So next is different types of containers, helpers, Googles. If you want to add a add map view, or if you want to give an advertisement, there is an ad view. So then is legacy, grid view, list view, tab host. So this is the palette. So next thing what I showed in the PPT is an older version image. So now we are showing it's a newer version image. So in that, so there is a arrow. So you here you can click on the design so that you will get only the design. Here if you click on the blueprint, you will get the layout blueprint. So if you click on both design and blueprint, you can see. So next is a portrait landscape. So if you want to change the angle of your layout, you can, if you want to portrait mode, or if you want the landscape mode or UI mode. So many modes are there. So if you want this particular application for a television purpose, or appliances, or for a wearable devices, or a headset, so different types of mode are there. Okay. So next is pixel. So which type of device you need to run this layout. So see, for a phone, different configurations are there. For tablet, different configurations. For wearable, different configurations. For TV, or automotive, and for virtual devices, so many options are there. So there you can change and you can fix it. So next is, so Android version, on which version it has to test or it has to run. So next is for a theme for the preview. So theme. So what should be the theme? So if I click, so and if I want more themes, is by default it will be your application theme only. This is the by default theme. If you want to change, you can go and you can change and click OK. So it will get changed. This is the theme of your preview. So next is the language. What language you need to use. So and then attributes. So this is a, see, one more thing I said, text view and design view. So in the newer version, they have been changed to code, split, and design. So if you click on the design, only the design part you will see. So if you click on the code, only the XML code will be displayed. So if you click on the split, so both code and design will be visible. Okay. So next is properties. So for example, I have clicked on the property text view. Okay. So this is all the properties you will do. Okay. So that is what in the next slide I have explained. So this is design blueprint, both screen orientation, device type and size, API version. Fourth one, this is the API version and app theme. So next is a language and layout variants. Okay. So next in this figure, you see. So how we can do this? Okay. So what the first one is, the resize handle. Second one is constraint line and handle, baseline handle, constraint handle. So I will show that. I will show this in Android Studio, how to drag and drop and how to resize, how to do all these 4 steps. Okay. So let's see that first. So I will delete all the views. This is a component tree, as I said. This is a constraint layout I am using. So in the constraint layout, I will drag and drop the text view. So here you need to adjust the position of your view in the constraint layout like this. Okay, so this is a text view. So as soon as you add a view, see under this constraint layout, you can see here there is a text. Correct. So this is how you will be resizing the layout. Okay. So next is using XML code. So you see that you have dragged and dropped the views. So now see how to edit the XML code. If you want to view and edit the XML code, you need to open the layout, XML layout file. Okay. So the layout editor appears with the design tab and at the bottom highlighted. So if you want the XML code, you need to go for a text tag. So in this newer version, if you want to go for a text tag, you just click on the code. Okay. So if you don't know, you just move the mouse cursor over here, over there. It will highlight the what the option is. Okay. So the following code is in a linear layout with the button text view. Okay. So let's see here. So if I click on the code, so by default it will be a constraint layout. If you want to change it to the linear layout, if you just type li, automatically you will get the options. You just enter. See here, as soon as you click enter the linear layout, it has been closed with the linear layout. So let's design this thing. So okay, this is the code. So next is XML attributes. So view has a property, as I said, every view will be having a property. So if you click on the text, if you take text button or radio button or checkbox or any layout, all views will be having a properties. Okay, so by default you will be having some of the properties, and if you want to additional properties, you can add by your own. Okay, through the design also you can change, or through the XML code also you can add the layouts. Okay, so generally the attributes, general form of the attributes will be Android colon attribute name with the value. So for the attribute name is the name of the attribute, the value is the string with the value of the attribute. What the value you will give within this, that will be a value. So for example, Android, for example, Android style bold. So style is an attribute name, bold is a value. So the value is a resource such as color. At the rate symbol specifies the what kind of resource it is. So if you use at the rate symbol. So for a background is an attribute, I am using at the rate specifies that what kind of resource. So that is color slash my background color. So that what is this my background color? So this my background color is a color resource identified as my background, where you should declare the color like whatever the color you want. So where you need to declare it. Okay. So we will see where you need to declare this color. So for example, I will take this code. So I will add Android background. Sorry. So we need to add background Android colon. If you just click, you will get background. So there are some of the default colors are there. So at the rate color, card view, purple 20. Okay, I will select this. So if you go on the design part, see it will be background color will be purple. So where it will be? So it will be in the resource values color.xml. See here it has been defined. Yeah. So if you can define whatever the color you want here, and you can give the name over here. So for example, color name my color. I will give it as my color. Close this, and I will use hash I will do like this. Okay. So here I will go your activity.main XML, and again I will take Android colon background. See here you will get color slash my color. So I will click. I will do this. So let's see. See the color. Whatever the color you have given, that will be come here. Okay. So if you want a new color, you should define in the colors.xml file, and then you can use that whichever the color you want as a background. Okay. So next is identifying view and referencing. So how you need to identify each view. So there is a so you should know that there is a way where you can identify each view. Okay. So in this Android, so you need to identify the view. For that, you should give an ID for each view. For every view, you should give unique ID. So that is Android ID attribute. So let's you specify a unique ID. So a resource identifier for view. So we will say this as a resource identifier. For example, Android colon ID. So within the double quotes, @ plus ID slash button underscore count. So what is this @ plus ID slash button underscore? So where it creates creates new ID called button underscore view, where plus symbol indicates that you are creating a new ID. Okay, that is for identifying view. So how you need to identify each view uniquely. So next is how you need to refer that view. So if you want to refer one view within another view, how you need to refer? So for that, you need to omit plus, and you need to remove the plus symbol while you are referencing. For example, Android colon layout underscore to left of, so @ ID slash show count. So whatever the ID you need to give like this. So in this, what this indicates, @ ID slash show underscore count refers to, view with the resource identifier source count. Okay. Everyone understanding on listening properly? Guys, can you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Layout, linear layout positioning. So if you have selected a linear layout, so compulsorily you should have these three attributes: layout width, layout height, and orientation. Okay, so you need to specify, if you are using linear layout, you need to specify the three attributes, that is layout width, layout height, and orientation. Okay, so first one, layout width and layout height will take three values. So it takes three values, that is match parent, wrap content, and fixed number of DP. So DP means device independent pixels. Okay, so what is this match parent? Okay, so match parent will fill the view for its parent width and height. What will be the parent width and height will be there, so that will fill if you give match parent. Okay, so wrap content means, so what the content you will be there, for that it will fix the border, it will fix the width and height based on your content. So for, and if you give the value DP, device independent pixel, so how much DP for 36 DP, 20 DP, 30 DP, 24, what the value you will give, for that it will fix. Okay, and one more attribute should be orientation, whether your layout should be horizontal or whether your layout should be vertical. So here I have taken, see here, match parent, height is match parent, and here I have taken a linear layout where layout width will be match parent and layout height will be match parent is there. So if I change it to wrap content, I will switch, see, see here. So it, first I will remove this, then you can come to know. I have removed all the things. There is no, as soon as I type, see, if you are not specified those three attributes, you will get an error in the red. Okay, so if you click Alt Enter, sorry. So there you need to specify Android colon layout width. So here if you will get an option, I will select match parent. Okay, so then I will select Android colon layout underscore height. So if you select match parent, see the design. So it will be covered to whole layout. So if I give wrap content, so it is fixed for the content. And one more thing I need to give what? Android orientation. Android colon orientation. It will ask whether it is vertical. So if I click vertical, it will be vertical. So if I go for horizontal, it will be horizontal view. So if you have a more content, you will come to know the difference. Okay. So next is and one more layout you need to use it other than these three. That is layout gravity. Okay. So that is layout gravity you need to use. So sorry, Android colon layout underscore gravity will ask for what type of gravity you want, whether it should be center, bottom, horizontal. So if I click bottom, so it will go to the bottom. For the content view or view will be there, that will go to the bottom. So if I want center horizontal, so it will be center horizontal, or if I want only center, it will be in the center of your layout. So that is, you should know these four attributes you should know when you are using a linear layout. So for example, so one more thing you need to remember, padding and margin is different. Okay, so padding, so in this example, sorry, so in this example, in this figure, so padding is a space between the edge of views. Padding is one view, either one. So if you are considering this is one view, and if you are considering this is another view, so there is a different view. See, so in this figure, as it number shows one, you have a two views. One is dashed line and one is a solid line. So padding is a space between edges of view, that is dashed line, and the view content, that is solid line. Content to the view, there is a padding. So padding is not same as the margin. Okay. So view size includes its padding. So what are all the in the padding? What are all the attributes you can give? Padding, Android padding. So if you normally give padding, so it will set the padding for all four edges. So if you give padding top, it will set the padding for only for a top edge. If you give padding bottom, for only the bottom edge. So if you give padding left, it will only for the left edge. If you give padding right, it will give only for the right edge. So if you give padding start, so padding start, if you give, it will set the padding of starting of the view. Okay. Next is padding end. So it will set the padding in pixels. When you give an padding end, it will set the padding in pixels of the end edge. Okay, along with the padding start. If you specify padding start and padding edge, it will set the start of the view at the end of the edge, where that will be in pixels. Okay. So next is relative layout. Okay. So it's one more useful view group in the layout. We will normally use a relative layout where you can position child views relative to each other or to the parent, where whatever the view you will use within this relative layout, you can position those views to each other. So if you have more than one view, so for one view to another view, you can keep a relative for that each view, or you can keep the views relative to the parent. Okay. So the attributes where you can use in the relative view includes layout to left of, layout to right of, layout center horizontal, layout center vertical, align parent top, and align parent bottom. So we will see here. So relative layout, I will change it to the relative layout. When you are using relative layout, there is no need of this. Of orientation is not required. Gravity is not required. Gravity is not required. Only you need to specify your width and height. Okay, this is how you will be using relative layout. So let's see in the design. So I will take one more button here. So it will go inside. So you need to specify it properly. So while doing the examples practically, we will see how you need to use one by one. Okay. So next is style related attributes. Okay. So next is style related attributes. How you need to use the styles for each views, whether it may be a button or image or a plain text or edit text, edit view. So how you should be using a style related attributes. So in the XML layout. So if you want to give a background, as I said, you can give a background whether with the value or with the resource at the rate, color, slash, whichever the color you want. Likewise, you can give. And where it's a drawable resources. Background will be a drawable resources. And Android colon text to display the text view. To display the text, what you should be viewing for the user. And if you want to change the text color, you should use a text color attribute. If you want to change the size of the text, okay, you can use text size. And if you want the text should be bold, italic, normal, then you can go for a text style. So let's see how you can do that. And we'll delete all this. We'll go with the normal code. Okay. So I will be using this. So let's go. I will delete this from once again. I will. So this is the view I am selecting. So where you can change the text view. I will tell here is hello everyone. Okay, I will change here. So as soon as it's changed, so I will go with the split mode. See, as soon as I change this code, see your XML file also will be changing. Okay, you should remember, you should know that. So here I want to change the size of the text. So what I will do, I will search here size. Okay, see here you will get a text size where you can have a drop down. You can see 20. However, okay. So next, I want the style. So if you click, you will get a text style. You click over here, normal, bold, italic. I will, so whichever they want, I will select both bold and it should be italic. So here you will get bold and italic. So, and one more thing, text over text color. Okay, you need to change the text color. So color, see here, text color. If you click on this symbol, you will get custom whatever the color you want. You can select over here. Okay, that will be changed. Text color, text size. Okay. And next is background. So if I click on here, so if you want the background as black, okay, sorry, I need to select this. See here, I have changed for layout as a black and within the view I have given this as white. If you want, you can view and change this to white also, and I will change the only the text view to background as is green. Okay, so this is how you can change the background. Okay, uh, this is about your XML layouts. How you need to change, how you need to edit the code. See, whatever the changes you have been made, no background color and color. So if you go on the text, see here, text color, text size, text style. See, I have selected bold as well as italic. So for example, I don't want italic. I will delete this. See here, only bold. There is no italic. Okay. See, and for the background, for the layout background, I have given it as a background like this. And for the particular view, text view, I have given the background. Okay. So I will go here and I will take a button and I will add one more button. I will relate the button to. So if you relate, then you can adjust the button. Okay, see the hierarchy. So if you drag and drop here, see the hierarchy now, button is down. Okay, so whichever the view you will insert, that will be the first one. Whichever the next view you will be insert, that is the second child of the parent-child constraint layout. Okay, so understood? Okay. So next is resource files. So next we will see the resource files. So what is this resource files? So resource files are separating static values from code. So you can change the code itself to change the value. As I said, for example, I said about the colors, right? So likewise, you can change the static colors. So where you can store strings, layouts, dimensions, colors, style, and menu text separately in the resource file. So all these things you can store in the resource files and you can use for designing purpose on your project. Okay, so in the resource files, where these resource files will be there. So if you go to the Android view, if you select Android view, there is a folder called RES, that is the resource file. So within that, you will be having your folders, drawable, where this drawable is for images and icons. You should remember these things when you are doing your project. So drawable is for images and icons, and layout is for layout resource files. So what the layout you will be using for that purpose, the layout is there. So and menu for here in the older version, there is a separate menu options will be there. Now it has been removed. So that menu is for menu items, and then is one is for MIP map. So MIP map for app icons, where we that use it for the that will be used. Your icons will be used when you are launching your app. Okay, next is for values. So that is colors, dimensions, strings, and styles, and theme attributes. So if I stretch, so this is a launch background.xml. So layout, so activity, that is your activity underscore main.xml. That is the what the layout you are going to design. In that layout folder, you will be having an XML file. So in the drawable folder, you will be having a background. Okay. So if you want to add a different background, you can add a different background also. Okay. So the next is MIP map. So you will be having by default, see for HDPI, high device for different versions. Okay. So next is values. Here you will be having a colors, as I said, and you will be having a strings. If you want to any other string, you can add over here. Okay, this is about resource code. So what is the syntax if you use? So as I said, the colors what you have been used in the XML layout, right? So I will make this as @ color my color. So this is what is the syntax? So So if you want to use this externally, you need to specify @ package name colon resource type. I will write here only. So if I can delete later. So @ package @ package underscore name colon resource underscore type slash resource underscore name. So let's don't worry about this @ package. Leave this. Okay. What is this resource type and resource type? See, as you see this example, @ resource type means where it is. it's in the color. What is the resource name you have used? That is my color. So if you want to use this, before that you need to add dot resource into the colors.xml file. See, this is the resource. So this is the resource. Where this resource is? In the colors. What is the resource name you have been using? My color. So if you use white, see, I will use it white. So why you are not getting error? Because it's already present here. Correct. So if I use black, if you go to the design, see it is black background color. So likewise, so that is about the syntax of resource in an XML layout. How you need to do. So package name, it's a name of the package in which the resource is located. Okay. So when you are referencing the resource within the same package, no need to worry about the package name. When you are referencing the resource with the another package, you need to specify the @package name colon resource type and resource name, which followed with the resource name. So what is this resource type? Okay. So how you will use? So what is this? Resource type. So resource type will be of R. So R is a subclass of resource type. So R. See here. I move the cursor over here. So public class final R extends the object. So R is a subclass of resource type. So next is resource name. So is either a resource file name without an extension. Okay, where it may be a value, or see for the background, you can give a value also. See, so there is no need that you should go to the design part and you should change the background. See, once you declare this, you will get the square box symbol here. If you click, you can change. Okay. See, by default colors are this. So whatever the user defined color is, my color. That is what I have been declared. Okay, if you want to change the text color, see here you will get, you can change over here. One, you can change over here. So that will get changed. Okay. So understood? Guys,